for every project, when we do a stadium, we were fortunate enough to work on Narendra Modi Stadium. So that time we had phased ourselves with the latest ICC norms. So we worked back then with the team and we decided the sizes of the kiosks, the location. So to cater to, that audience in a gap of say 15 minutes, it requires some sort of planning. There's a lot of back-end work which definitely does go in.
Wow, wonderful. Like just imagining how the kitchen for feeding 1 lakh people would look like.
1.2 lakhs.
1.2 lakhs.
15 minutes.
Hello. Every great restaurant, every kitchen has something in common. Somebody has planned it very meticulously from each step, each workflow, safety angles and the design angles. And kitchen consultants are one of the key pillars who do this. So today we have Raj sir and Prateek sir from Span Asia, and we're going to have a lovely conversation with them regarding their journey and how their experience has been in the industry. So sir, you started this journey in 92, and what got you into this space?
When we started the industry, the kitchen was never given importance. It's like a sort of store or a hidden room. When I saw those kind of things, I thought, is it definitely something we can make upgradation for this, because when you sit at the table and you're getting the late order and all. So I used to think might be some of the lacunas in the kitchens, why it is coming later, one dish coming, one dish is not coming, and you're sharing the table with some guests. So that has encouraged me to come into the industry. I think that was a important
and in back in the days in 92, almost 3 decades ago when you started, what was the industry like? What was this concept of a commercial kitchen consultants? How were things back then?
No, but those days I think the least importance was given for the safety point of view, even the flow point of view, the efficiency, food used to come from the kitchen, how it is planned, whether there was a ventilation system or fire suppressor system, or that was not taken care. Like you'll have 1 or 2 refrigerators, 2-3 ranges, somebody chopping, cutting on the table, and the food is coming and orders are coming. Like the barker system, they will shout, give the food, and that's how the kitchen used to flow like that. So always used to go in the kitchen and see that how the kitchens are planned. So that was always talking in my mind that I think something better can be done for this. That's how the scenario, 30, 40 years back. But since 2015, 10, 15, 18, the kitchen technology, the smart kitchens are coming, very good things are coming up from them. So there's a lot of evolutions is taking place in today's kitchen. Definitely, you have to keep it, you have to go with the timing, with the aesthetics, with the flow and everything. That's how the kitchens are planned now.
So what were the challenges that you faced back in the days when you were doing kitchen designing or getting things implemented?
Those days, the main was the pricing, the criteria. The pricing input was not so easy, and every owner wanted to have a Ferrari in Maruti's price, honestly speaking. So they want to have those kind of it. But ultimately, what important was the efficiency and the safety of the kitchen. That is also never non-negotiable. That is one of the key factor for that. But the spending capacity was not very high in those days because there were very limited choice, and Indian market was not groomed so well in those days. Now the way Indian market is exponentially increasing, it is very progressing, very nice, I think. So these days and those days is a vast difference in the kitchen planning and designing. Like we used to hesitate to whether to put the imported equipment or not. So we put a rationale in 2001 in Roda set power, 2001, 2002, induction, tapanyaki and all. So that was a time the kitchen started taking place. Some sort of, you can call it revolution starting place in Indian kitchen industry, in the hospitality industry. That's how it is.
Wow. Thinking about a combi oven maybe 25 years ago was unseen in India.
Unseen. Tapanyaki, people were not knowing what is a tapanyaki, what was the induction. People used to put a hand and they'd cook the food, and so induction was one of the kind of magical cooking. They do display in the front of the guest and they cook the food in front of them. So that sort of a gimmick appears to be like that.
And Prateek, what made you join this fraternity?
So luckily I'm a second generation. So for me, I've always had some touch to the industry thanks to Raj sir. And even as a kid, back in 2008 and all, when I was still in school and college. I mean, I used to visit Ahar. I actually developed my fondness for the industry. And after engineering, yes, I did work at a couple of places, but then, I mean, the pull for that industry, even today, I was talking to somebody from a combi oven brand who we're meeting tomorrow. So, I mean, I just love the industry all in all. I mean, it doesn't feel like work for us. For us, it's like, as it'll be just the same as going for a movie. We enjoy it. We enjoy looking at new products. We enjoy the technology which is coming. And we just love the industry all in all. Plus, luckily, with him being there as a senior consultant, it was a big push. So by the time I entered, we were already working in corporate stadiums, universities. So been a great journey till so far, and for the future as well.
Wonderful. So one question. Hospitality industry has changed over the last 30 years. What's one thing you think has not changed and is the very core of the kitchen and the hospitality industry?
See, I mean, a lot of new automation has come. New combi ovens has come, different type of ovens have come. Lot of technology has come to the industry. But I think the prime, what my experience is that the flow, which is very important in the kitchen. Any automation let's come into the industry, but the your human touch to the food and the flow of the kitchen and the efficient kitchen is not going to change ever. This is a basic that you cannot change. Like there should be proper mobility. When you design a kitchen, you have to visualize what is the best way for chef. He should not walk 10 steps to get his salt or something like this. It should be all conveniently planned. There not be many crisscrossing or anything. So kitchen is a sort of a battlefield for the chef. You got my point? And chef may be good, but if kitchen is not properly planned, he's going to lose the war. Very simply like this. So the flow, the efficiency is very vital in the kitchen. And that is not going to change even after 40 years also, for 100 years also. It is going to remain like that only. That's for sure.
So also now when we are planning for a kitchen for an airport or a stadium or a mass central kitchen, what are the 3 things that you prioritize which are a must in these kitchens?
So like Raj said, something that has always been core to a kitchen is, he likes to call it, that's what he uses this term in the office, he calls it the 3 M's of a kitchen. So it's man, material, movement. The process flow from your material receiving to your stores, to your prep areas, to your cooking, to finally the dispatch. Currently, we're working on a lot of central kitchens which are catering to as high as 40,000 people,
Wow.
wherein the food is being prepared. It's an entire process flow, so it's going out to a lot of other satellite kitchens which themselves are fully fledged to cater to that audience. So it's basically the 3 M's which he always, emphasizes. And another point to your previous question is, I feel that kitchens now, as since a lot of time which I'm seeing him work and our team work, so the entire process has become more streamlined. From our process, even for design, when he starts off, no 2 kitchens he treats as the same. So he always prepares something like called as a design-based review, wherein we try to capture everything, we share it with the client instead of just taking it on head on. So the entire process from your DBR to your block plans to finally the implementation, it's something which is very crucial. So I would add that as an important point. So it's your 3 M's. And then coming to the second and third, also ventilation and sanitation is something we give utmost importance to.
So I think one more point I'd like to add here, like the scale, what kind of a scale you're working, the safety and the speed. When you design such kind of a mega project, a lot of scale is required, then you have to follow safety for those safeties, which is a very, very important, And the speed, how you serve the food fast to the guest, Other than man material, all the what Prateek has said is absolutely correct. But these three fields are very vital, equally important, because the scale is very large. And then you have to see the safety. If you can't provide a proper safety system like a ventilation, the anti-slip flooring, the movements, and the speed to serve the food to the guest at the time, because when you sit at any place, if food doesn't come in time, it is not a properly designed kitchen. So the kitchen should be equipped so well that all the mise en place should be stored properly. The time should not be more than 10 minutes, 15 minutes as you schedule the time for any dish. So these are the vital factors when you design a kitchen.
Wow, there's like so much that goes behind the scenes in the kitchen design, the flow, the material movement, the man movement. I don't think any consumer, when they're ordering food from the menu, they have ever thought about how this process and how complex it is at the back end.
that complexity can be simplified, because of the proper planning. Whatever the complexities are there, that is the role of the consultant. I mean, you put a fancy equipment in the kitchen, but if the flow is not proper, then everything go on the toss. Because kitchen is not a showroom, I mean, you can't just put a lot of equipments and all, but the equipment should support in a very efficient way to the chef and to the people to get food can be served faster, easily and conveniently. That is important. The three S's are very important: the scale, speed and the safety.
And like Raj sir said, I mean, we take it's more than just equipments right now. I mean, for every project, when we do a stadium, we were fortunate enough to work on Narendra Modi Stadium. So that time we had, phased ourselves with the latest ICC norms. So we worked back then with the team and we decided the sizes of the kiosks, the location. So to cater to, that audience in a gap of say 15 minutes, it requires some sort of planning. Now, other than that, every project is different. Every kind of project is different. So there's a lot of back-end work which definitely does go in.
Wow, wonderful. Like just imagining how the kitchen for feeding 1 lakh people would look like.
1.2 lakhs.
1.2 lakhs.
15 minutes. Plus you have player kitchens, you have your corporate boxes. Even Ratsa does a lot of, we work on a lot.
For the team, when you provide the food, there is a lot of protocol need to be followed. So that is a very...
It's just a part of the entire gamut which constitutes maybe a kitchen in our entire industry. Even we do a lot of convention centers. So at the earlier stage of planning, there's a lot of work which goes on to decide, because we have malls, we have restaurants, food courts, offices. So our role starts as early as, pre-construction. So we give this data as an input to the architect, to the project teams to prepare themselves, for what's coming in the future. That's how it goes.
Wow. Lot of planning, lot of detailing that goes into the whole process flow and various aspects.
It's an entire system process of sorts. So definitely yes.
And it's a process and a system which you have mastered over 30 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's still learning process.
It's an ever learning industry.
And the things changes with the time. So you have to go with the time, You have to move with the time, technically speaking. That's very important.
So my next question is, what are the biggest mistakes you see hoteliers, restaurateurs when they're setting up a kitchen, or when they're planning, or when they're conceiving the area? What are the 3 biggest mistakes are they looking at?
The mistakes, what I feel is that kitchen should be designed like a kitchen, It should not be a showroom. Don't display the equipments like putting a fancy equipments. If the placement of the fancy equipment is not proper, some lot of unwanted equipments I put, then I think that is only mistake I feel, the important in the kitchen is the flow, the efficiency. You have to plan the kitchen in the right way. You have to make a division of labor so well. Like you have to describe all the area, your soil area, your hot kitchen, your pickup area, your pantry area, your wash area, your bulk cooking area, your a la carte kitchens, how a la carte kitchens should be supported with the refrigeration systems and all. So, and then the safeties and other things that follow, proper ventilations and all, because your own efficiency depends what kind of a temperature you keep it in the kitchen. So these are the basics required, but the mistake I could feel is that sometimes we see a lot of fancy equipments get into the kitchen, That is only mistake which I purview right now.
The mistake which I see is hiring a kitchen consultant very late in the project. I feel that a consultant should be brought on early on, because more so in corporates and in larger scale projects we face it lesser, because they bring us on board at the initial stage so that we're able to be a part of the entire structure. Currently he's working on a museum together which is going to be state of the art. We're expecting a footfall of 2,000 people per hour.
Oh wow, that's a big number.
Working with a foreign architect there, So we've made a lot of changes to the overall footprint, the location of our food courts. It's been a discussion which balances everything out. So in case of restaurants, yes, I think people get the space and then they decide. They either design it according to their chef, who does a lot of movement here and there. Not all the time. I'm sure they bring in experience. But a consultant comes in late and then we have to work around the entire space. So in that we lose out on maybe a little bit of hygiene because of lack of gratings.
Maybe we'll have a lot of problems, ventilations, yeah. And there may be a big loss in terms of the MEP, because if you come on the board very beginning, you can tell the architects that what are busy to be done, how the ventilation can go, because a good kitchen has required good sanitation and good ventilations. Okay, so MEP plays a very vital role in good kitchens. This is a very, very important nowadays, because earlier the norm was you make a kitchen only on the ground floor. Now your kitchens are on the various floors, so you don't make a core cuts and you got a P-type slab. The civil technology has changed, so you have the big large slabs, so you can't make a core cuts and you have a lot of limitations. So if you plan the kitchen, as Prateek said, I think that is very important. But most of the people now take a precautions of hiring the consultants at a very early stage. That's a good part.
And where do you see this trend of kitchens going in the next 5 to 10 years?
Can I take that?
Yeah.
So I think as of today, we're in a very good place, because we have the best of all worlds. We have the best of, the past experience that, that has come over the years. So like he said, the basics of a commercial kitchen don't change. So we already have that in place. Plus with time, I think a lot of things like technology, within safe, not just combi ovens. Combi ovens also today have become more accessible. There are brands like Zanuff also. Earlier, combi ovens required an investment not just in the oven. The accessories were very expensive. So, we spend a lot of time with these brands, as a part of, they want to understand that, hey, what does India need now? Where do you think India is going next? Everyone is interested in India as of today. Talk about Europe, talk about the United States, all over the world, China. So they want to know. So combi ovens earlier, I think even I had a discussion with the guys at Rational, so they were happy that, brands like yours, Zanuff, is bringing in combi ovens, because for them, combi ovens are more accessible now. People can experiment a lot more because of different accessories. So we're in a good place, in terms of design, like he said, in terms of system processes, and especially in terms of technology. So all in all, we are looking at, kitchens becoming more efficient, kitchens becoming more future-proof. And with a good design, I think, hygiene, safety, everything it falls into place by default.
Wonderful, lovely. So out of the various projects, I think over 2,000 projects that you and your team have done, which is the one that just stands out and, brings that smile on your face? This was the project.
We have done some central kitchens. That was a big challenge, and that was very close in the Mumbai airport vicinity. And the challenge was they wanted to have the kitchen in the very close vicinity of the airport. So numerous challenge, like we could not get a proper shaft for the ventilation system. We have a lot of problems. The firefighting suppression, so to be fine taken care, but firefighting require a lot of water to be given. Then there was a water storage over tank capacities was not there. But we overcome though all the situation, and then after coming out of the project, when it was handed over to the client, it was definitely a wow factor for me that, oh, I done this, and it was a remarkably great success for us. And that was a big challenge, because if you have the facility provided, then it's not very difficult. But every stage you face a problem for ventilation, you face a problem for the drainage water, you will have the overhead system water, you require a pressure water to be supplied. So all has been taken care, and that cloud kitchen come out very well. I mean, that was my best.
It was a central kitchen.
It was a central kitchen, because client wanted to do that. And in that, every pin to piano was done by us. That was gave me a lot of proud feeling and confidence to me, like it can be done. Because it's, as for a consultant, it's very easy to draw on the paper. But when you come to the actual implementation, it's very difficult. These are altogether different policies.
So Raj sir now loves projects where there is a challenge. So then he is personally invested, because he finds that to be of great help to get out of that particular situation.
Wonderful. Very, very inspiring, sir. Also, we heard a lot about imported equipments and Indian equipments. And how have Indian equipment manufacturers or Indian machinery evolved over these years?
I think, the technology has changed. A lot of people are supported with the CNC machines. There are the laser bending machines. Indian products are also coming out very well right now, because the way apart 30 years when I started the industry, it was a very different scenario, and the present scenario is very different now. I think we should be proud that Make in India, and we try to support the Make in India equipment also. But there are a few equipments like a combi and dishwashing machine, they are implemented, that cannot be replaced. So I think it all depends what kind of a project you do, and the selection of equipment is very vital. And you have a lot of varieties in India. You have a lot of permutation combinations available for overseas also and for India also. And due to ease of the import also, and the international market is also become very, very competitive. Earlier there were very few players. Now there are every field file 2-3 players, and all of them are pretty good. They serve the very great. You got a good service support in India, which is a very vital. And Indian goods are also very good. There's no problem. I mean, absolutely nice.
And what are your thoughts on?
I actually agree with what Raj sir has said. I mean, India definitely, thanks to IoT, we've gotten connected to the world. A lot of CNC equipments which are come into India have made manufacturing easier. You know, your company is the biggest example. You all are doing so well in terms of sinks and in terms of Zanuff as well, your products. So, yes, but there, like he said, some equipment such as dishwashers and combi ovens, I think, yes, there is a little bit of time before we can replace our foreign counterparts.
So we'll start with the next section.
Okay.
This section is this or that. So I'll start with you, Uncle, first.
Okay.
A design or execution?
Both. I like both because designing I think is easier, execution is difficult. So I learn more in execution. So while executing, I learn a lot to how to design further. You know? So you get lot of ideas and inspirations to design better than while executing.
Okay.
On paper I can do a lot of things, but while executing it's very difficult. So you get a very practical idea how to design the kitchen.
Wonderful. Imported or local Indian equipment and machinery?
Both. Like we said earlier, it's the permutation combination. If a combi or a dishwasher, imported for sure. But, combi imported, accessories Indian. So it's like some equipments, your burners, your ranges, Indian. So both for sure. Right?
Next one for you, Uncle. A new build area or a renovation project?
New built area much better because you can do with your all wish list, because when you do a renovation of any project, like maybe designed long time back, lot of column beams coming, lot of restriction in terms of exhaust system, services, MEPs. So new project is always interesting because you want to give most efficient way to work. So I prefer a new project. Renovation can be taken as a challenge, but I think I prefer new projects.
A large kitchen or a very small compact one?
For a challenge, a small compact kitchen, but for the fun of it, a small compact, but work-wise, a large kitchen for sure.
The chef's wish list or the owner's budget?
Very dicey question, because chefs want, he works passionately, so he wants all the best equipment because ultimately he has to satisfy. And chef should convince his boss how he can get the budget approved, because boss wanted everything, as I said, like Ferrari and Maruti prices. So that the chef has to convince. And then if I fulfill the wish list of the chef, then my kitchen is definitely a successful kitchen.
Efficiency or aesthetics?
Efficiency, always.
Kitchens of Mumbai of 1990s or the 2026 kitchens?
2026 kitchen, of course. I mean, earlier kitchens were also good, but even now, when I design a kitchen of 1923, and if I open my tab and if I see, I should have done that. Oh, yeah, aisa kar sakte the. Like those kind of a feeling you get. So, because you're progressive. So what past if I felt, kya mast kitchen banaya tha? So that was my end, so if I want to be progressive, I have to be innovative. An innovative man is never satisfied. So he has to keep on making changes and go for the best. So you are going with the time, it proves.
Plus, I think our 2026 kitchens are more compact. They're more technology driven as well. So he spends a lot of time looking up stuff. We all do.
But it's a progressive, in terms of everything,
What's happening, we're always very, very interested.
You save power, you try to always, your objective is to...
Even our faucet selection is based on application and flow rate. So it gets on to that minute detail.
So this next section is our rapid fire questions. First one for you, Uncle. The mega project that you're most proud of?
I did a cloud kitchen at Mumbai airport.
Your favorite cuisine?
Japanese.
Street food or fine dining?
Street food.
Any day.
A smell in the kitchen that instantly attracts?
The masala smells, or maybe I like wasabi, so it just gets to me.
If you were not a kitchen consultant, what would you have done at that time?
Architect.
I think it's chef. He cooks very well. But it's just
But I mean, that cooking is just as a passion. If you tell me to cook every day, I can't cook every day.
One piece of equipment that you think a kitchen cannot function without?
think refrigerators.
Combi one.
Depends. I mean, smaller kitchens maybe.
But Combi one is at the game changer.
Combi oven is a game changer.
The city which has the most underrated food scene.
Indore.
What about you?
Yeah, even I think Indore definitely for sure.
I mean, Indore, they have a street food at there's a place called Mumbai Chaat and all. So they have a kachoris and not for every day, but they make it a very pungent, spicy, tasty, you know. So,
And now one last question from a rapid fire round. Your go-to order every single time at a restaurant.
masala dosa.
And you?
Paneer chili. And it's like so common whenever I go. If I'm late, people just order it for me.
If you go to the common
All my
club,
friends.
if you go to
Yeah,
club,
if it's
you
a common restaurant.
even a common restaurant, if you go, we go to club, you know, like if we take order and we don't have to take.
The waiter knows my order.
He knows his order. The paneer chili by default it comes straight.
This gets me.
So now we go to the next section.
Okay.
So which area of your work you think Prateek does better?
I think very good question. I think Prateek is very good he's a tech savvy. He likes to see the latest equipments and he picks up so well. And which is a requirement of today's market, because if you go to the cafes and all, you require a good coffee machines, and he gives a lot of importance for the aesthetics also. In my case, I do give importance to aesthetic, but I give more importance for the efficiency. So this is the difference between. So we have a perfect combination. So when I design any coffee shop or a cafe, he tells me, Dad, you go and see how they put this. You should do like this. You know, you have to change because people like this. So that could be the part, because I've been in industry for so many years and the things are changing. The coffee machines are coming, new all technologies are coming, new ovens are coming. So it's a tech savvy, and then he travels a lot. We both have traveled, but he picks up those things very faster, and which is a requirement of today's generation. So we have to be flexible to that extent. That's how we change the plan also accordingly. So we have good combination for this.
Prateek, what's one thing that Raj sir still insists on doing the old way and you quietly admire it?
I think Raj sir is very fond of his systems. So I think that is something we still do his way. You know, wherein the way our drawings are prepared. It's not just the design is one part, but he's got his data sheets which are there, you know. So he likes it when his formats are followed. So it's very slow that we sometimes try and modify it, but we try and stick to his formats. So, you know, that entire kitchen package is his format.
Yeah.
So that you have to work passionately. I mean, you can't rush your recipes faster, so it won't become tastier.
Shalaka and I are very Excel. We look up. It's more automated.
So my
But it's a
recipes are
process.
little slow, but very tasty. You know, that's a process.
Wonderful. This process which I think sir has mastered and evolved and developed over the years.
It's still the base for our projects. So yeah.
And I'm sure you also have sometimes difference of thoughts, difference of opinions. So how do you guys work around that?
That is very essential, I'll tell you what. That's very essential, because I cannot say that what I do is right, because sometimes the market requirement may be different. So he's a young boy. So, you know, like now most of the restaurants, if you see the small QSS are coming or anything, you know, like they like a presentations. May not be healthy, may not be good, but it's a requirement of today's trend. And then I have, as a consultant, I have to follow the trend. I don't have to digit on my old systems, which normally I try to adopt it, but youngsters have a different taste. They have different look at it. They have different attitude to see the things, which may not I notice, because I find it the least important, maybe the requirement of the market. So that I had to compassionately, I had to change those systems and I had to put into my drawing and make the thing successful. So those debates are very essential, I believe. That's very essential. So that is a part of your success, because we are doing small cafes nowadays, because normally he is more active. I not even seen those things, but he take my opinion. I am putting this, is it right or this? Then what are the changes required? We do it, but and they have been operating very successfully. That's right.
So one more thing that we do is, you know, between me, Raj sir and Shalaka, we split a lot of our work as well. So always we take each other's opinions when it comes to maybe a design. Then definitely it's not going without Raj sir's notice, or if something that Raj sir feels that he has me or Shalaka review, we go through it together.
Particularly for the bar and coffee.
Not just that, even for general projects, everything in general. But yeah, I mean, but we work in different groups so that, and we've got a lot of our own teams to work within our working structure. So we've prepared an entire hierarchy in such a way so that we can, do more work and work more efficiently. Something that we've developed an internal system. And what we do is we do a lot of SWOT analysis as well. We try and sit down maybe on a weekend. Raj sir tries to we call our guys, we collect feedback from our teams, hey, what do you feel is different? We try to understand from our teams where we can get better. So we try and do that every second Saturday whenever time permits. And then within ourselves also we try to sit together, we try and improve our entire structure to, become more efficient, to get more goal.
I give my explanation why I have done it like this.
Okay.
So if I get convinced that what you are saying, I give a thought on it, and then I try to modify it. Sometimes they get convinced, oh yeah, you should go like this. So it is always a opinion, and then for the best interest of the project, only your mind should have the flexible to accept it and reject it. That's all.
Very, very kind and nice words and nice, lovely thoughts. So here with us we have Shalaka. Hi Shalaka. And she handles client relations at Spanish and is part of the core team. So a question for you Shalaka. In the commercial kitchen project, you have chefs, you have the owners, various stakeholders who are part of the project. How do you keep them aligned in the project?
So for a commercial project especially, we follow a very straight line process because we have observed that when we follow processes, it's easier to keep all the different stakeholders aligned. So for example, when we get approached for any project, our first touch point is to first share a basic questionnaire or a design base. So this is where we capture in all the wish lists that a client has. I want a live kitchen, I want a beautiful hood, I want this to be the star of my kitchen, or this cuisine to stand out from my restaurant. So that is where we capture those personal wish lists of any client. Then we come to the technicalities of the project where these other stakeholders get involved, especially architects. Architects, what do they require the most? They want our deliverables to be streamlined with theirs. So whenever we design a kitchen, all our MEP, all our services, etc., they all have to fall in line with the main plan of the architecture or whatever typical plumbing, electrical services that they have. So when we go in tandem with the architects for this, we always realize that it's a very easy stream flow. Also, what we've also realized over the years is when we are involved initially, in the initial planning stage of any project, rather than towards the later, like when everything is planned, like they just give us, okay, like this is where you have to plan the kitchen. It becomes difficult then. But when we are initially involved, when the blueprint of the kitchen or the project is being done, that time we can put in our requirements. That it will be easier for incoming, outgoing, waste disposable, staff incoming. When we get to say that in the initial stages of the project comes out beautifully rather than a makeshift approach at the end. So this is where getting in touch with architects initially is very important. And then once these two touch bases are clear, like your architect and your client is happy, everything else is a smooth sailing ride.
And what is the most challenging part when you're managing so many stakeholders?
Nothing actually. If you follow all your processes, it is not very challenging. But of course, we have now brought in many things which help us this to be seamless. Especially we've used technology. We use a lot of project and Gantt charts where our services are measured and interlinked with others. So like when we envision that the civil work is going to get over at this date. So from then on, we can start planning our corner guards or our gratings, etc. can be delivered to the site and installed. Once the gas piping is done, then we can start the laying in of our equipment. So when all these things are nicely laid out in a project Gantt chart or everyone is aligned on them, then we do not face any obstacles. So of course the PMC, the project manager, or the stakeholder and all the other contractors, when they are all on board, and of course nowadays everyone is very technologically linked. We have WhatsApp, we have this. So getting on a call and clearing the basic doubts on site gets very easy rather than I'm sure what it was many years ago.
If you had to name one project which was like your wow project, which one would that be?
Oh, there are many, but recently we handed over this site called Gyanodaya. It's basically a learning center for the higher executives of the Birla group. So it was an interesting project because it was a commercial establishment, but it was kind of designed to service as a hospitality for the higher executive. Like really the top management of Birla comes over there, studies for a few days. So then they have residential rooms, just like hotel rooms. Then they have a beautiful cafeteria with a coffee center, with a live kitchen and with a nice buffet setup. So it was an interesting concept. I liked it, and the building also was designed by Hafiz Contractor. You may all know that he's a great architect of a country, and it has won awards for a different kind of design and a unique design. So I think that was a nice project, and we also did the kitchen. We executed the kitchen. We also supplied furniture over there. So it was like a beautiful turnkey project for us.
Wonderful. And so much has changed in the hospitality industry, and clients have also been evolving and changing. Where do you see the most positive change happening on the client side?
Clients nowadays are actually, earlier I feel they were more on hesitant towards putting in a lot of capital upfront for technologically better equipments. But now they have realized the use and the advantages of having a little more capex at the beginning, which kind of reduces your OPEX during your operations. You know, like investing in a good dishwasher, investing in a good pot wash or a combi oven and etc. has really made a difference for a lot of places. Like even small restaurants or UDP restaurants nowadays have combi ovens. So I'm sure they have realized the importance of such equipment, and I think that's made a major difference in their manpower planning, in their cost inputs, in their ROI and all of that.
And what has been your biggest takeaway from all of this? From the learnings, or what has been inspiring you, or you have really enjoyed doing a part?
The biggest learning or interest that I feel in this field is just the variety of projects that are there out there. We do commercial projects, we design for corporate cafeterias, ICICI, Facebook, etc., you name it. But at the same time, Prateek and I do a lot of cafes because we love coffee. So it's our passion project. We don't do that for the money as such, but we do it for our passion. So I just feel that there's so much out there to experience, because food is something which touch bases every human. You cannot go anywhere without food and a good beverage. So the avenues that are there in this industry, it's an evergreen industry. Like pharma, people are always going to eat, people are always going to go out and dine. Offices are going to have cafeterias. So it's just going to grow more and more. Technology is going to get more and more infused into our kitchens, and it's heading to a very positive way.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Shalaka, for your time.
Thank you.
This was a great conversation that we had with Prateek sir, Raj sir and Shalaka, and we got so many beautiful insights and stories and conversations of everything that goes inside designing of a kitchen, the process flows, the 3 M's and the 3 S. So thank you very much, and stay tuned for more episodes.